I had been with the company for 8 years. Senior project manager, clean record. 2 weeks out from a director-level promotion that my VP had already verbally confirmed. Then my coworker Lisa filed an HR complaint saying I had made discriminatory comments during a team planning meeting. I sat in the HR office and listened to the summary of the complaint. When the investigator finished, she asked if I had anything to say. I said, yes, pull the footage from conference room B. She said, the meeting was recorded? I said, every meeting in that room is recorded, has been for 2 years. She made a note. I waited. The footage showed everything, including Lisa. 8 years at the same company is a long time to know how a place works. I had started as a coordinator right out of my MBA, managed my first full project at year 2, led my first cross-functional team at year 4. I had built the project management framework the entire ops division ran on. My performance reviews for 8 consecutive years, distinguished or exceeds expectations. I am telling you this not to catalog my accomplishments, but because what happened next makes no sense unless you understand that my record was documented, verified, and not something anyone could honestly dispute. Lisa Crane had joined the team 14 months before the complaint. She was competent. I want to be accurate about that. She also spent 14 months making it quietly clear that she believed she should be further along than she was. She volunteered for visibility projects and over-reported her involvement. When the director promotion was announced, she emailed our VP asking to be considered. Then she asked me, in the kitchen, if I was applying. I said yes. Her face did a thing that I noted and filed away. The meeting in question was a quarterly planning session. 12 people in conference room B on a Thursday morning in February. I was running the meeting. We were 40 minutes in, working through resource allocation, when a disagreement came up. I managed it the way I manage every disagreement in a meeting. Named it, created space for both positions, moved toward a documented resolution. The meeting ended on time. Lisa said nothing to me afterward. She filed the HR complaint the following Monday. The complaint said I had made comments that singled out a team member based on their background and dismissed concerns in a way that was exclusionary. Those are serious allegations. I take them seriously as a category of behavior, which is exactly why the specific allegation needed to be accurate. It was not accurate. I had not said what Lisa said I said. I knew this with complete certainty because I have a clear memory, and I also knew the meeting had been recorded. Conference Room B had been outfitted with cameras and audio recording 2 years earlier as part of a company-wide initiative around meeting documentation. All recordings were stored on a secure server accessible to HR, legal, and IT security. Every employee had signed an acknowledgement form. I had signed mine. When Lisa filed her complaint, I genuinely do not know if she forgot about the cameras or believed the recording would not be pulled. Either way, it was pulled. HR investigator Sandra Okafor was thorough and neutral. She asked if there was anything I could point to that would support my account. I said yes. I told her about the cameras. She asked how I knew the meeting had been captured. I said, because I was in that room 2 Thursdays ago and the recording light was on. I know what that light means. Sandra pulled the footage the following day. She, the director of HR, and a member of legal reviewed it together. I was not in the room. I went home, made dinner, watched television, and did not lose sleep. My wife asked if I was worried. I said, the footage is going to show what happened. She said that was either admirable or terrifying. I said, probably both. Sandra called me the following Thursday. I wore the charcoal blazer I wear when I want to feel structured. Marcus Webb, the HR director, said the recording did not support the complaint as filed. Then he said the recording had surfaced some other concerns they were addressing separately. He did not say Lisa's name. He did not need to. He confirmed the investigation was concluded with no findings against me. I said, I appreciate that, and I meant it. The recording showed the entire meeting. It showed me managing the discussion correctly. It showed nothing resembling the complaint. What it also showed was Lisa, in the same meeting, making a comment about a team member's work style that used language she should not have used, documented, time-stamped, visible to 3 cameras. She had filed a complaint about exclusionary conduct. The footage showed her conducting it, in the same room, the same morning. My employment attorney, Patricia Ewan, said the outcome was clean and the company had handled it correctly, which she noted was not always the case. She said if the investigation of the complaint surfaces separate policy violations by the complainant, the company now has documented grounds to act on those violations. She looked at me over her glasses. I said, "I see." She said, "Yes, I imagine you do." The director promotion was confirmed 3 weeks after the investigation closed. Marcus called me in on a Tuesday and told me I was the selection. I thanked him. I went back to my desk. Renata, who sits across from me and has been here 11 years and knows everything about everyone, looked at me and said, "Did you get it?" I said yes. She said good. Then she went back to her work. That was exactly the right response. Lisa was placed on a performance improvement plan. I know this because the company is not large and these things become known. I did not discuss it. When people asked obliquely what had happened, I said, "The process ran correctly and I am focused on the new role." I had prepared that sentence in advance because I knew the question was coming. People ask me if I was angry. Yes. At spending 2 weeks being investigated for something that did not happen. At retaining an attorney out of my own pocket. A false complaint filed to derail a promotion is not a minor professional error. It is a deliberate choice to use HR as a weapon. The fact that the weapon turned around should not make that choice seem less serious than it was. I have been director for 8 months. I restructured the project management framework and made it scalable. My team is 10 people. We run on documentation, clear accountability, and the principle that the record should always be able to speak for itself. That last one I have believed for a long time. This particular year gave me a specific and vivid example of why. 8 years is a long time to build a record. I built mine one project at a time, one documented outcome at a time. I did not build it as a defense against something like this. But when something like this happened, it was there. Every performance review, every project, every meeting recorded and time-stamped and stored correctly on a server I did not control but trusted to exist. The record spoke for itself. I had always known it would. That is why, when Sandra Okafor asked me if I had anything that would support my account, I knew exactly what to say.